Hello Capricorn, kia ora koutou katoa, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching my channel and subscribing and or giving me a thumbs up or a comment. That would be good if you do. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I invite you. Sorry, I'm talking really fast because the energy's starting to move a bit, so I'm just going to slow it down. So that could be something that's happening around with you at the moment as well. So even though you're wanting to like just do things in a nice flow, you could say, calm flow or a steady flow, there may be a sense of rushing to do things, or I wouldn't say anxiety, but the sense of, let's get going. But there's maybe like this thing about, oh, I can't move anyway. So or move in the way that I wanted to, with the speed that I wanted to, or in the direction exactly where you wanted to. So it may be that things are needing to just hold off for a moment, to just slow down a moment, because there are things that you may miss, or there are things that you may, that may be, better for you to like just slow down, in the sense like what I'm sensing is that there are things that maybe are coming up, and intuitively that maybe there is something coming, and that may be your spur of that sense of rushing into something, or wanting to do something, and there could be an emotion behind it, but I'm hearing just not to rush. And even if you might start to feel that, get there, just feel that feeling, and if you feel that feeling, just stop or slow down. Not stop forever, but just stop and stop and take a moment, take a breath, sit with it for a moment, because it may be that you're missing something in that moment, and there may be something that, yes, get moving with something, or keep some sort of momentum. But there are things along the way that are helping you, that are dropping in. There are symbols that are dropping in, or signs that are dropping in between, that maybe you're missing, and maybe there's not. You know what? I need to honor myself. I need to slow down and take a look at what is actually really going on here. Is it my energy that's giving me that rushed feeling, or is it something that's outside of me, or someone outside of me that's that I'm picking up on their energy, or that has an influence over that, in that sense has an influence over my sense of wanting to move quickly. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there are times when we, if there's that sense of panic or anxiety that's a smidgen there, or a lot there, then it may be that, okay, there's something going on there that maybe it's slow down, so you don't freak the frack out right out, and then that's when we start to miss something that could be a better idea, or a better pathway, or a different solution that may offer a better outcome, or a nicer outcome, not just like in the future, but for you right there in that moment. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that generally when we and from my own experiences, generally we're not seeing something, or we are seeing something, but it's not like what we're not liking what we see, or sensing. And so that's when sit in the moment, just be still for a moment and slow down, and reassess or assess the situation. Okay, is where they're going with that. So anyway, so it started to slow down now, but there's still momentum in the way in my energy with you today, Capricorn, for this reading. So for some reason, I'm not doing the questions. So when I say for some reason, I'm being guided not to bother about the questions this month, that I was intending to continue with, utilize with these readings, but not at the moment. So they may come next week. So there's probably a selected question for next week. But to begin for this month of March 2023, we're going to start with Archangel Michael. So I'm going to do like a mind, body, spirit, soul spread here that goes across. Looking at what might be going on in our thoughts and our thoughts at the moment, and what actions, and physically, and what actions might be helpful for us to take, for you to take or look at, to consider. along the way there, with this whatever is coming up here, but also and and then the spirit, like just settling your energy or settling your spirit, or balancing something that's happening within the spirit within you. So there's a few things that are going on with that one. So spirits, your inner spirit guidance or spirit's guidance to you, basically. So however you look at it, but basically it's to help raise your spirits or keep your spirits a bit balanced within, so within you, so you can basically see what is really going on there for you. Okay, so we're going to have, I've got a variety of cards here we're going to take messages from today. And then I've gone along and not brought the other ones down. So we will go with, okay, we're just going with these ones. So I'm going to have a look. So this is part of the message. It's like, just take a look and see what's going around there, even though, there may be something that you've missed. Okay. So, and it's okay. Come back because it may be okay. And, sometimes we overthink about it. So Archangel Michael is bringing in quite a presence today. So I've picked his cards up again, and the moon card here, Moonology. So I'm just going to go with that for you, Capricorn, because that's kind of how it's going to roll today. Okay, so anyway, and kind of this is partially what's happening here with this message that's coming through for you. Okay. So the first card out is, eventually upon self-conscious study, you'll know. So this is where what they were basically saying in the beginning here is, there is, oopsie daisy, I'll go this way. I feel like I want to go both ways, but there's a little bit of movement in there, but I'm going to go down with this lot. Okay, there we go. Let's see what comes through. So eventually upon conscious self-study, you'll know. So this is why they're talking about like slowing down a bit, just taking, so, you're slowing your mind down because your mind's getting way ahead. It's getting caught up with some sort of emotion in some way, and it's going way ahead. So of what, of where you need to be right now, okay, or at that moment. So the energy is gaining momentum with this waxing moon, and it is true because it is gaining momentum. So at the moment in this, at this time. So yeah, and you're feeling that, and so just going with the flow of it and doing what it is that you need to do, but trying not to get into that anxious mode or let that be the thing that that pushes you past the brink of where that it's like, okay, I just need to like slow down because it's getting a little bit OTT. Okay, so okay, we're going to go across, and I'm just waiting for them to give me the signal. Basically, we're going to go across, but also to make my own mind up. So there's two things going on in there as well. Okay, so the next card, Archangel Michael, is saying, saying no and see what happens. So this is where they're going, I feel too, like with what was said before about, somebody maybe, or there may be an influence around you that's saying, that's, creating this influx of energy or movement that's going on, and, that's giving you that feeling of hurrying up as well, or feeling rushed. But we are able to say no, and like, no, thank you, that's not going to work for me, or make a decision. You might say yes, yep, and then realize actually I probably should have said no, and it may be an overcommitment, something. So there's something about maybe I need to like just say no and honor, and honor myself. So because I'm hearing overcommitment there, and you may have not realized it or thought about that at the time and thought, oh yeah, I can squeeze that in, or I can do that, but it's actually, I'm thinking on second thoughts, I think I might put my energy into something else, okay? And it may serve me better than what, than what this, that is at the moment, okay? And because there's going to be another opportunity to maybe say yes to that situation, if or not in the future, okay? And it may be something else, and it may be just really that learning curve for you to, truly trust in your own and honor is the big word, is a big energy behind that at the moment as well. So yeah, and do what you can to help others. The rest is up to them. Is the fourth card out there. So Archangel Michael is just bringing through that energy. So it could be something that's happening with you like right now, or just recently, and you may be still in it, and maybe something that's coming up, and you can feel it coming up. So there's just preparing yourself, okay, for that, and preparing yourself to be able to say, oh, actually, no, I've rethought that, okay, or yeah, I've reassessed the situation, or I've just plainly I've assessed the situation, and actually, I need to make another decision, or I've made another decision. Okay, so the Six of Swords has come up underneath that one. So I'm just going to go with these cards here. So we've gone with a strength. So under, eventually it's mine. It's like having that strength and that courage and a mindset that you can actually, take that time to sit with yourself and be still and know that things are actually happening in the background with the amount of energy or effort you're putting into whatever it is that you are either, with Spirit, this is interesting, are trying to avoid, which is why you're making this decision, and it's like, but it's like, it's like you avoid doing this one. It's like a procrastination sort of a tactic that we can subconsciously do, and then realize, shit, I've done, maybe I need to put my energy in here, or I need to like just relax and for the next event or whatever it is that's happening for you in the future. So in the near future. So the next one here is failure with the Seven of Pentacles. It's interesting with this because there's a for the seven here, for me, it's generally around a turning point of some sort, okay? Like something's coming around, or something is like switching or clicking into place, and it's like, I've made a decision. And I feel like with this one, it's like there's, the energy with the moon card and the full moon card, it's like there's a sense of, with the word failure that comes through it, because it means, where are they going with it? Because the Pentacles, of course, are usually about, it's normally, generally around the switch and moving towards something that we do want to do. So with the word failure coming in here and this gaining momentum, it's like maybe there's a fear of failure that's coming in, that maybe is like you're at this, or this, like you're going to fail to do something on this side, or you're failing yourself, or you're going to fail that project ahead if you're not going to put all your energy, time, or or it's not going to work out as well. Does that make sense? And it could be the key around it. Actually, there may be a depending on what it's going, that you may be sensing something isn't going to work out. So for in this situation, so it's like maybe I need to like maybe say no or change my mind. Okay, and it's we have this amazing gift and wonderful gift that we have, and it's the opportunity to be able to change our mind about something. And of course we're not, and whatever that is, for whatever reason, and it's like and we can assess the situation again, and we can change it back again or whatever, but there comes a time when we're needing to be decisive, of course, at certain times, but there are other times when it's like, as we're moving towards becoming more decisive and more knowing about who we are, what we are, and what we want to do, being honest with ourselves, it becomes a little bit more easier each time, and we know that we're saying no or yes for the right reasons, because we're looking at not maybe like, for instance, what's coming at not pleasing, we're not wanting to please, or not feeling obligated to please or help or whatever ourselves, others or other, but it's about helping ourselves as well. So yes, there's a good, there's that balance. It's about that balance of exchange, of giving and receiving as well. So there are a few factors in there, but it's like generally what they're trying to say is, if it's not feeling right in this instance, is listen to your intuition. Okay, so this is where they're going, saying try and know with the next card. So justice here. So, the justice here I'm feeling more is, in a way, I'm hearing, not, you're not needing to justify yourself as per se. So, but there's an explanation, of course, and we tend to want to justify why we're not doing it, or why we're, or why we are, or something like that. And sometimes it's just plainly, I haven't got the energy for it, or I've got something else booked in, and you may be trying to squeeze something, but it's actually, you know what, it's gonna it's not flowing, basically. So I'm gonna like set myself free of some possible stress, and if you're feeling that way, there's obviously something isn't really clicking in. So it's like, utilizing your energy for whatever it is that you were going to do, you know what I mean? Okay, so also justice is like bringing about balance, which is where they were going there. It's about bringing some balance into your life, or into energy, or around that situation. And it's probably showing you that actually, yeah, to balance things out. So the Six of Swords here is like, and with the do what you can to help others, the rest is up to them. It could have something to do around that situation similar to that, or whether it's in your workplace, your business, or a relationship or family sort of situation. Sometimes we can find it hard to, or challenging to, say no, or do something different to the norm or what's usual. So there's something about breaking out of that cycle. So the Six of Swords is here is like there seem to be calmer waters coming ahead, so things will start to settle probably, but it's only going to happen if you allow yourself to let that go. So on your it's like, so shifting your mindset basically around that, and taking some, the physical action there, I feel like, is taking action as in, not the action maybe as in, saying or doing, where they're going that with that one, taking action as to sorting the situation out, basically, speaking your truth, or making a decision about something, about, and not dithering, because that's half the problem with when something is coming up, and we tend to get a little bit anxious, and when we're not making a decision, or things are unsettled, basically. So there's a few things there to think about. So the other thing is like the justice becoming, bringing, balancing the energies is where I'm hearing there. I'm not necessarily hearing anything about courts or anything. It could be for you around this situation, but or legal stuff. But there is definitely something about balancing energy, or balancing thoughts, balancing, everything around that. So that's what your, the spirit energy, or this, what you can do to help your spirits, like lighten up, or be as energized, and or lift your spirits, raise your spirits, in that sense, is to find that balance. Okay, within that, and then and resting up there, and with the soul is saying to you, just on a bigger level, this could be something that is a cycle, basically. So allowing others to do what they need to do for them, and you getting on and doing what you need to do, and that will help things to become a little bit calmer in your world. So it's either leaving that behind and moving on, and so this card, it could talk about that, and or or it's like you've been guided to go anyway, so there's not a resistance. Don't resist it, okay? But this is like moving, you're moving away from something, so let yourself move away from something, or something, or you've been guided to move in a different direction, okay, away from it, or towards something else. So I'm hearing like putting your energy towards something else is where you're probably more guided to. Anyway, I'm going to leave that with you right now, for now. And so if you're wanting to book a reading with me, either online or in person, you can make my contact details are in the description box below, and you can reach me there to book in. Okay, bye for now, and we'll see you probably next week. We will do a follow-up with us and see what's going on. Okay, bye for now.